Hey everyone, Christopher here, and welcome back to another episode of Fossil Forward Finds. I got my Deltiologist shirt on because today is a special day. The Flipping Roos are coming up for a weekend visit. We are going to Dater Cottage for Nanette's birthday. So, as you know, I've been to Dater Cottage a number of times with the Roos. I've done quite a few hauls. Again, I haven't filmed inside yet. I don't know if I'll film inside this time. Probably not, knowing me. But yeah, we got a cake in the fridge. That's a surprise. Don't worry, the surprise will happen before this video comes out, so no spoilers. But yeah, we're gonna go to the Dater Cottage, spend all day buying postcards, get some dinner, then come back here. And I think tonight Popeye's Postcard has a giveaway show and whatnot. So we're gonna watch that as well, and hopefully hang out with cats. So let's go. Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday, so we had 2 days of celebrating Flippin' Roo's birthday at Dater Cottage. So I wanted to do the haul video for the first day's haul, and we'll do a separate video for day 2 because it's too much really to squeeze into one video. If I seem a little off this morning, it's because I threw my back out in bed this morning. No, not that way. But yeah, so moving and doing things is fun, but the show must go on when you are self-employed. So day one, I spent $170 on 96 items, which comes out to roughly $1.77 per item cost average, which is not too bad, especially considering what we got in here. So this first one, I picked up mostly real photo postcards, which probably doesn't shock anyone, but there are some other little oddballs in there as well. So this first one, I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but it definitely looks occupational, like maybe even just being humorous on purpose, occupational. But this person's got a little hammer, nail, looks like a wire of some sort. Looks like what, a little screw or corkscrew, horsescrew, making a hole of some sort. I don't know. More hammers, looks some old rusted out pipes connected to nothing. I don't really know. It's probably just a staged humor shot, but I like the vibe in it anyways. Nothing on the back, just telling you what we already know, that it's a photo. I paid $2 for that one. It was in a $4 box, half off. This one's fun. Soccer, I presume. And I honestly, until just now, didn't even notice the kitty, which complicates things because I bought this one to sell, not to keep. I probably will still sell. I just may price it higher than I originally was going to because you got what, again, I'm assuming is a soccer ball, early soccer ball, and a black cat. So it's got everything you need. Blank back on this one. Another $2 purchase that was originally $4. Now, this one I did pick up on purpose because of the dog. I picked up a lot of group photos, RPPCs with dogs in it. They've been doing really well for me. They just add a little extra charm to what is, already a nice photograph of individuals. So I don't know, what, little bulldog perhaps, or English bulldog or something, terrier. I don't know. I'm not good with my dog breeds, as you can tell, but clearly all men's group, wearing scally caps, little bowler caps as well. Outside some sort of institutional building. These two guys look uber serious. But I paid $2.50 for that one. Again, cost average is $1.77, but that's what I actually paid. This one does have a little damage up top, but the image is great overall, so I'm not too worried about it. Ouch. Let me grab my little guide here. Let's see, on the back here, 4 triangles up, so 1904 to 1918, give or take. Let's see what we got next. This one I liked for a couple of reasons. I always liked the interesting vignettes or masking. That's this shape you got around the image here. It's like early Photoshop. But in any case, this one, you got 2 cows, or probably calves actually. They look rather small and young. And again, I presume a kid. But in any case, it's a bit of a soft image. It's not the easiest to see necessarily. Person. Not sure if that helps at all. But I just thought the subject matter was pretty good. This was in the $4 box as well, so I got it for $2. You can see it's miscut a little bit. You got a another image up there, but I liked it, so I went with it. No information for dating on the back, but early 1900s almost certainly. Uh, this one, I don't know, I just like the vibe. I don't know, she's picking figs or something, or I'm not sure, or peaches, or I don't know, plums, something. She's picking something. Got one in her hand there. You can see plenty in the tree shrub behind her. Beautiful dress. Standing on chair, I think. I don't know, I just like the whole vibe. Thought it was pretty good. I think this one came out of the $4 box as well. I'm not positive. I didn't keep track of all of it for this one, but 1904 to 1918 Azo back there. Puppy again. You'll see a lot of puppies today. I'm going to probably just stop trying to identify the breeds. I will figure that out later, but nice picture. Looks like we're roadside. Dog's watching something, not really caring about the photograph. Nice lady, arms behind her back, and foliage in the background there. Let's see, this one, different Azo back, 1918 to roughly 1930. And Garak, what are you talking about, Garak? Ooh, did you bring a toy? I don't know. He's just yelling at me. Another doggo, sleepy doggo. Let sleeping doggos lie. Then we got 3 kids here in front of the door. None of them are looking particularly impressed, except for the one in the center here, who looks like she's holding a flower. So the other 2 are just jealous they don't have flowers, which is understandable. But nice little rural scene. I do have a message on the back that I haven't yet to read. I'm sure there'll be something fun in there, but it's postmarked. It looks like 1911. I think that says Cambridge, and I can't make out the bottom part there, but yeah, no idea. But nice little card. Again, I think $2 on that one. Puppy, we like a puppy. More kids, more dogs. This one, those eyes, I think would really like to be put down right now, but that seems to be the general look of everyone. All concerned looking eyes, other than the kid who's, holding the dog. He seems pretty chill. But yeah, everyone seems a little uncertain in this photo, including the dog, but I like it. Overall, good composition, nice rural scene. Azo back 1904 to 1918. This one I just like the big old butcher's cleaver. He's wearing his butcher's apron. Nice occupational kind of thing, or rural homestead. But yeah, I've not seen too much, if any, real photos with a big old butcher knife in it. So that one stuck out to me. $2. 1904 to 1918. I like the little parasol umbrella in this one. And again, just a great scene. Beautiful lady and young girl. Water behind. No idea where. But I paid $1.25 for that one. 1904 to 1918. All right, this next one may look familiar. I have had this before. I actually bought it from Cottage in February, but this is a second version. I paid $6 for it, so I did pay up, but I knew that I sold the first one pretty quickly for $25 plus ground advantage shipping. And again, cost average brings that down. But what we got here is like a mess scene, circa World War I or just prior. It's 1904 to 1918, based on the Azo back. But see, this guy's cooking over here. Everyone's, some people are chowing, some people are clearly working. But what sold it before, the first time, is this guy holding all the lanterns here. And the reason why I know that is because the person who bought it, their username, their account name, had lanterns in the account, or in the text. And then if you went to their account, they had all sorts of lanterns in their shop. So clearly a collector seller of lanterns. So I don't know if it's going to sell that quickly the second time, but I was confident that it will sell again. So I decided to pick it up. I'm pretty sure I bought it from the same vendor last time too. So, all right. I'm not entirely sure on these next couple ones. I'll have to do some research, as I usually do before listing any of these cards. But I do like picking up the Bazaar. I think I paid $4.50 for this one. It does have some writing that you obviously can't see there. It's washed out in person, or maybe you can see, actually. different screens, depending which screen I'm looking at, you can see things differently. Royal something. I don't know. If you can read it, let me know. But deaths and wounded, and who knows what the center is. But yeah, I don't know. Some bizarro costumes, 1918 to 1930, based on the stamp box on the back. And this one, I don't know if it goes with it or not. Let's see. What are the stamp? What are the? Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, this one, same vibe, 450. Also, some weird going ons. Oh, hold on. Sorry, my computer was being silly. Thankfully, you didn't see that. Something private stock. But again, we got some writing down there. Royal Distillers or something. Royal Distiller plus Imps. Okay. Looking to see what the seller wrote about the other one. Royal Serbs in attendance. Okay, sure. I don't know. Interesting. I like picking up anything with a weird vibe to it. Those definitely fit the bill. Again, 1918 to 1930. This one was a nice pickup. Again, 450 on this one. Again, cost average helps out in these situations. And Garak's playing with the box. But a nice baseball scene. Looks like we got some letters there. ASCA perhaps, AGCA, or H. I'm gonna have to play around with this to figure out what we're actually looking with, or an R. That's an R on their hats. I don't know, but we got a little stack of bats here. Baseball glove, baseball, or maybe that's the mask, anyways. But some of them are holding the old gloves. Just a great scene. I do fairly well with baseball related RPPCs and old photos. This one does have writing on the back, so that might help with me figuring out what's going on or who's who. But anyways, yeah, just a nice card overall. I try to pick up the baseball related ones. I'm not a huge baseball person myself. I will root for the Red Sox, but I know they have a good collector base. So, all right, next one I paid $4 for. Basketball in this case, I believe, HSAC, which is that this? I don't know. Might be the same town or whatever as the other one, but certainly look like younger folk. But yeah, just another interesting little group photo there. 1904 to 1918. All right, we got a person with a pew pew and a puppers. It's definitely not the best focused image. Grainy. Dogs doing dog things. Guy's got a cigarette, but pew pews do well. Presumably they're out hunting. Paid $3.50 for this one. This one's got a Velox back, which is 1901 to 1920. All right, this one paid $3.50 for. I was talking with Flippin'Roo about it, and I believe she said something like a little ceremony for crossing the equator or something. But clearly we're on a Navy ship of some sort, and we got some strange happenings, at least strange relative to what I've seen. Let's see, officer getting something. An officer is getting something which we knew without the without the writing. In hindsight, it looks like we might have some people in blackface in the back, unfortunately. But interesting image. Couldn't help but picking that one up. 1918 to 1930, based on the stamp box. Another bizarro one. This one, the seller wrote Neptune's Court. I'm assuming based on our lovely trident here. But again, interesting costumed image. Try to decide if these are cross-dressed sailors or not for the part. I presume so. But interesting in any case. We got a little bit of image loss in some of the spots here, but yeah, overall, I think the image holds its own. 1918 to 1930, again, based on the stamp box. Then we got a proud-looking soldier here. Handsome man. Yeah, I don't know, just nice suit sitting in the grass. This one I do believe is identified. Captain Osmond, I believe that says. So someone can do research if they inclined. Captain Ormond is what the seller interpreted that as. World War One. Paid $3 for that one. I'm going to take a quick pause here, and then we will be back. All right, continuing on. Probably a little late to remind you that this is not necessarily a channel suitable for children, but according to my metrics, that's not my audience, anyways. But here we have the Battlefield Argonne, I think, probably France, I'm guessing. But yeah, you definitely have um, some deceased individuals there, some deceased soldiers. I'm assuming that's World War One. Um, these aren't necessarily one-offs; they're not one of a kinds, but they do come up infrequently enough that, assuming you have a good version of it, I've seen some of these where, and I own or have owned some of them where it's a bit scenes are a bit more washed out in their development. They can still have a good return because there are a lot of war collectors and history buffs out there. This one I paid $3 for. Blank back on that one. You got some young women with a ball here. I think that's a ball. No, maybe that's just a hat. Is it just a hat? It's probably just a hat. Well, the ball would have been more exciting, but the hat's nice. Overall, nice scene, anyways. Let's see. Do I know that back? I don't know. I don't know that back. I'll have to look up. I'm not sure if you can see it. Oh, it's in the Ansco back. I was looking at the AGFA. Yeah, Ansco, 1940s to 1960s. So, alrighty. This one I think I picked up in part because of the message. I'll show you in a moment, but the back says, "This is one of the homes here in the mountains. I don't especially advise it." Um, which is some nice deadpan humor. I enjoy it. I mean, it looks functional enough. Yeah, probably a little cold in the winter. Um, but there's the lovely family there. Everyone's holding hands. Just sweet. I don't know. I just like it. There's what we're all seeing, and there's the message there. So, all right. I picked this one up. Just beautiful young woman, and then geology in the background. Um, I like I like the images of folks on the rocks. Looks like we have a little mini waterfall going on here. Yeah, see the water coming down. A nice scene. I'm not sure where it is. Let's see. Yeah, no indication as to where this is taken, but it's a nice image. Um, Paid $2 for it. Our two are back, so 1910 to 1924, give or take. All right, got a little gay interest here, which really just means two men in a picture together. But nice studio portrait. Both got some glasses on, nice suits. Nothing too fancy dancy there. I think I picked up this one specifically because of the Arax Photo Studios. I do have I've mentioned this in the past, but I do have a buyer that comes by on occasion and picks up Arax Photo Studios when I have them. They were working on a dissertation or thesis at one point. I don't know if they still are. I totally forgot to look for these, and then Flipping Roo reminded me, thankfully. So I went through the box of cards again quickly in the back, and this was the only one I saw in that particular box. I'm pretty sure all the Arax photo studios have come from this one vendor, but it's a local to upstate New York, Albany area, and then a couple locations in Massachusetts as well. So this one's 1918 to 1930. All right, the poppers are back. I don't know. The fashion in this one is great too, but the dog is what sold me on it. Uh, Definitely a chain leash there. This dude's got a cigar and a big old fur collar. It looks like it might even still have the ears and face on it. Um, she almost looks like she's in like a mourning veil, but I don't actually know that. I'm not a fashion expert by any means. But big old jacket there. Just interesting fashion all around. Except for the kid, he's kind of standard fare. Blank back, so whatever there. Paid $1.50 for this one. I think I just like the vibe on it. Happy looking family. You don't often see folks smiling, so this is nice. Out on the front porch, got some vines going on there. Says 1906 Hans Kellner on the back there. Maybe they had some insider information about it in the state. I don't know. But it does have a Psycho stamp box, which is 1904 to 1920, so the date is reasonable. All right, another outdoor porch scene. Paid $1.50 for this one as well. Again, just sort of like the family vibe there. Her hair is extremely long, which I think was sort of the selling point for me. But then we got some nice plants on the windowsill there. I'm not exactly sure what it is at the moment. I'm not necessarily great with my leaves there. But we got a front porch, open screen door. Um, I just like the vibe. I do pick up a lot of the people based on vibes there. Velox, 1901 to 1920s. Got a puppers. Not the best image. It's a little, as you can see, washed out a bit, out of focus. I'm not exactly sure the correct term there. Well, you do got a cute puppers there lying on the front steps. Almost looks like the guys here are on guard duty for him. Maybe he's the ruler of the house, which would be, fair. Another Velox back, 1901, 1920s. We do have some identification. Lizzie Howard. Looks like a last name there. Klung, perhaps, or something like that. And Frank, where he worked for them. So, or when he worked for them. No. Derby hats. So that's the bowler style caps that we were looking at there. So, different names, same thing. All right, big old doggo. Enjoying some of the little attention, it looks like there. But then a bunch of cute kids. Clearly, not all the kids got the memo like the dog did to stand still. But a nice image overall. Interesting building in the background. We got a, 223. Maybe that's, could be I suppose, or part of an H. I don't know. But interesting image. I'm not sure where we are, but 1901 to 1920s, Velox back. It does say Canada on the back. So again, I have to trust that whoever owned this in the past had some sort of reason, insider information to know that, because nothing on the card indicates it to me. Maybe the architecture, I don't know. But alrighty. Again, interesting image. I like the tent in the background for this one. But nice little family going on here. Assuming family anyways. Multiple generations of women and then a young kid here. Nothing on the back to help with any ID or age dating. Two handsome gentlemen, military or officer of some sort, I presume. Paid $1.50 for this one. They're clearly somewhere cold. They got the big old peacoat jackets, thick gloves, snow on the ground. So Riva, is that what that says? And then Joseph Murphy, perhaps. I never know if these are IDs or if that's who the cards are being sent to. When there's no date or no address, I'm more inclined to think it's an ID, but no way of knowing for sure. Azo back 1904 to 1918. Again, another nice geology scene here. Folks are standing in a cave. I'm pretty sure actually Flipping Roof found this one and figured I would appreciate it more so than she did. So she passed it on to me. Paid $1 for it. Got some nice geology going on here. So this guy's got a cane. I'll have to see if I can identify where it is. There's enough characteristics about this cave. It might be possible with Google Lens or a little sleuthing. 1904 to 1918. Cute little girl, studio portrait. Nice haircut, but she's holding a little ball there. Just adds a nice little charm to it. Sitting on a wicker chair. Which one's this one? 1927 to 1940s, roughly, based on the four squares Azo. All right, this one, again, another washed out, kind of hard to see image, but do have a sign up there that looks like it says Eddie's Side, which doesn't mean anything to me on its own, but I might be able to use that to figure something out. It definitely has like a Decoration Day, Memorial Day weekend kind of vibe. 4th of July, we got all the flags hanging. I guess it could be Flag Day as well. And then we got some more stars and stripes going on here. Certainly a lofted porch, kind of cabiny feel. Nothing on the back. It's Psycho, so 1904 to 1920s. Psycho just being the stamp box here, so you get the C, the Y, the K, and the O. All right, studio portrait. Definitely it has some condition issues there. Obviously, you can see some creasing down here and some discoloration. Uh, on day two, I found a vendor that definitely had similar prices, if not better prices, for some cards, but in better condition. You'll see some of those tomorrow. I picked these up day one. It's kind of hard to shop every vendor every time. Then you sort of learn where to go uh, in the future. So, but in any case, I paid $1 for it, so I'm not too worried about it. But it's a studio portrait, couple in a prop car, glasses, purse, all the things. Again, more discoloration on the back. Probably would get, I don't know, 10 to 12 for it, maybe. But PMO back, so 1907 to 1915. All right, just a nice family portrait outside. Paid $1 for it. I don't know, just everyone looks happy, and well, almost everyone looks happy. But nice portrait. This guy's got the SIG. Nice little fashion. She's got some nice embroidery on the front of hers here. So, great image. Cycle back 1904 to 1920s. All right, this one I need to look at a little closer. So, there's a nice rural homestead scene. Got a family, child, presumably mother and father there. Dad's holding a horse. He's got a nice mustache there. We got a puppers. And I think that's a kitten. Either a kitten or a little bunny, but I think it's a kitten. Again, it's tempting to keep for cat reasons, but I will probably pass this one on because the cat is fairly small in the image. So I could keep them all, but I shouldn't keep them all, and I got to get some of that money back, right? But overall, a nice scene. The vendor did write Petersburg, New York. So again, assuming they have some insider information there. Does say from Frank Moses to Leah, September 20th, 1908, which jives with the stamp box there. All right, again, not necessarily suitable for children, but we got some, I don't know, boudoir kind of images here. I'm not exactly sure. It says printed in Germany in the back, but a little bit of hand tinting going on there. We'll just kind of leave that as it stands. There are two of them, different views, but same vibe. You know, they have a collector, as you can imagine. I paid $1 each, so here we go. Also $1 on this one. Same kind of vibe, although you don't obviously see a full length figure in this one. But another beautiful woman that I paid $1 for. I'm gonna presume Germany, but certainly somewhere Europe. Another studio portrait for $1, hand tinted. Just another beautiful young woman there wearing a little headband of some sort. This one does have a message, which is upside down. Just for giggles. Yeah, still can't read it. I'll figure that one out later. Paid $1 for that one. Seems like I'm in my buck phase. Did pick up some Zeppelins. I don't think any of these ones are particularly exciting. Paid $1 each. But I usually get about $10 for these more generic ones. I think these are more like club reprints or whatever. Rubber City Stamp Club. I usually get about $10 from them. They don't rush off the shelves, but I like having them in the store. U.S. Navy, got the plane going by. These do have IDs on the back as well. You can pause if you want to read more about each of the airships here. This one you can actually read on the side there, the Sashin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but this one's in the field. Plane going over. Is that a plane going over? Maybe it could just be a blemish. I don't know. Again, probably about $10 for this one in the end. Another one. This one's looks like it's docking, I guess. I'm not sure if that's the correct word for airships, but sounds good to me. This one is apparently a real photo. I'll have to do a little bit more look into it, but it would be a more mass-produced card. But Washington, D.C. Navy Station, 1974, as you can see there. I'm going to guess still just $10, but we'll take a look. They did have one of the Hindenburg, but it did have the swastika visible. And I will say I did pick up a couple cards that have swastikas in it, but it's the pre-Nazi swastikas back when it was a good luck symbol. From everything I've been able to see, those are safe to sell on the eBay, and they do sell for good money. I have not tried it myself, so don't take my word for it. This will be my my personal risk and experiment, but I do know others have been quite successful in the 15 to $20+ range for them. But I'm pretty sure the Nazi version is a much more dicey proposition on eBay, so I just left that one behind. I didn't. Let me know if you've had any luck one way or the other with those. It's a new area for me, testing the waters a little bit. Paid about $1 for this one. Airbrush greetings from Utica, New York. You probably realize I like the airbrushed cards, and Utica is not too far from me. Hop and skip, and then greetings from any of those locations can be fairly decent. I don't typically look things up when I'm at places like this. Once in a while, I will. This case, I didn't. I just go based off gut instinct and vibes, and hope for the best. You win some, you lose some. A little bit of writing on the back there. Lots of love. Will write soon, and then initials. So, a little card. Another airbrush, which is upside down. Let me fix that. This one I've not seen before, which is always a bonus. Got a train going across a bridge here. A nice little purple airbrush coloring there. Rockville Bridge, largest bridge in the world, presumably at the time. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Paid $2.50 for this one. Was originally priced $5. And yeah, just reiterating what was said on the front there. Another airbrush, little peaches there, I think. Some pumpkin. Maybe those are peaches too. They got a pumpkin vibe, but it would make more sense that they're peaches as well. Yeah, it's not uncommon, but I liked how well this one was done. So for $1, I picked it up. Yeah, we'll go take a break here shortly. Mary and her little bear hind. I think you can sort that one out on your own. Probably not an uncommon card, but I've not seen it before. It was only $1, so that's how you learn sometimes. You just pick things up, especially when it's a reasonable price, and you figure out from there. So undivided back on that one. So I'm not going to show the two swastika ones. I don't know how YouTube feels about it. I feel like I've seen other postcard sellers show them. If you want to check them out, they'll be on the store at some point. But this one is sort of it's a floral to my dear friend card, and it's got the little good luck swastika in the background. I'm going to pause it so I don't end up showing it here, and then we'll be back in a few moments. All right, so I did get a number of items day one for myself. This first one, the American Waltham Watch Factory in Waltham, Massachusetts. I was born in Waltham, Massachusetts. I paid 50 cents for this. I usually don't find Waltham for less than a number of dollars. So I was happy to pick this one up. I used to see this a lot as a kid before I moved to New York. So this will stay with me for a while. I'll still look it up to see if it's worth anything. I'm not sure, but it might go in on the gallery wall as part of my history. But an early card there. Got a message on the back. Yada yada yada. This is another one that's going to stick with me for at least a little while. I live in Troy now, Troy, New York, home of Uncle Sam, as it says. Definitely a fun card for America's 250th, if that's something you are interested in. I paid $2 for this one. If you look on eBay, they're listed anywhere from 4 to 6 to 10, so it's not a outlandishly high value card. Although this is the first time I've ever seen it, but I liked it. So again, this will probably go up somewhere in the office or something. I think I'm going to do a little Troy history section on the wall somewhere. I have cabinet cards and a few CDVs and things from Troy as well. So there's a little information on the back there if you would like to pause to read a little bit about the history. All right, this one paid $1 for. The colored Santas, aka the non-red Santas, can be pretty decent. 15, 20, sometimes higher depending on the colors. This one obviously does have quite a bit of condition issues, which admittedly I somehow glossed over when I was picking it up. But for $1, I probably would have grabbed it anyways. But you can see a big crease and a little bit of discoloration there. But overall, the Santa itself is fine. I won't get top dollar, obviously, for it. But if you're someone who is looking to start their colored Santas collection, this will probably be listed at a good entry price. I'll still look this one up just to get a base baseline for what a clean version would look like. Um, but otherwise, interesting card. I don't come across the colored Santas at an affordable price too often, so I snagged that one. This one, I don't really know anything about. This is like a blue foil with like a "Don't Worry" banner in it. I no idea. I've never seen anything like it. I paid $1 for it. Again, it's a learning card for me. It's probably not worth more than 5 or 10, if even that. But I do surprisingly well with just random word cards. I've sold dry paint or wet paint. I don't remember the state of the paint, but it was just all it was, either dry or wet, and then paint. I think it was like a black background, white text, something like that. So, uh, foreign back, um, a little message there. We're having a fine time today. Wish you was here. So, just a greeting card, but interesting enough. This one's staying with me, or at least it is until I verify whether or not I've had it or not. Flipping Roo found this one. It's a Trachodon, which is not a dinosaur I've even heard of before. I'm not sure if it's still a um, accepted genus. I'll have to look that up. But it's a type of hadrosaur dinosaur, the duck-billed dinosaurs, if you're familiar with Dinosaurs, Land Before Time, all of those things. But a nice card. Paid $1 for it, so dinosaurs are always worth it at a decent price, or almost always worth it. There are some common cards, but again, I haven't seen that one before, to my recollection. Um, Certainly don't see it that often enough for me to instantly recognize it. So, anyways, airbrushed cat postcard. This one's a little bit of rough condition, but the airbrushed cats can go for decent money on occasion. Now, this one's staying with me, obviously, but it's a good little entry one. I paid $1 for it. Looks like they're under a blanket or in a pillow or something going on there, but big old fluffy cat with a like champagne colored well, it is embossed, but airbrushed. And then Master Weir Cumrell? Cumrell? I don't know. It's sent to someone. Doesn't really matter. Got some singing cats. I don't know. I think that's probably a good thing. But we got some singing cats. This will stay with me for a little bit. I paid $1 for it. Have a good time today. Yada yada. If you don't make calls, you'll never get results. I guess that's my problem. I don't like phones. But another cute little cat card for my collection. Paid $1 for this one as well. Now, this one does have a stamp for greetings from Poland, New York on the back. I don't know where Poland, New York is. I'll certainly look it up just for giggles, because if by some shocking reason greetings from Poland, New York is a bolo, then I might part with it, because it's not the craziest of cat images, and it's probably a fairly common image. For example, this one I picked up for $1 as well. Has the same greetings from Poland, New York on the back. I found it the second day as well. I think also for $1. So I picked it up twice. You'll see it in the next video. So I'm going to sell this one because I don't have any affiliation with Poland, New York. And then I'll keep the other one. But it's a linen card with some various colored cats there. And it says variety is the spice of life. All right, we are into the cat real photo realm. So, little aside, I do keep most, if not all, the cat real photo postcards and snapshots I find, but I do have a new Etsy shop. It's my Fossil Forward Finds, Fossil Forward Ephemera. I forget exactly what this one's called. But it's where I'm going to have a lot more, well, not a lot more, but it's where I'm going to have digital downloads of photos and real photo postcards and other things, other vintage ephemera. So at a significant discount to actually buying the real thing. Of course, again, the cat ones aren't for sale as a physical copy, but it's great for junk journalers, people doing digital art, who want to just make a print for their wall or whatever. I'll link that down in the description below. And you know what? After we get through the cat stack here, I'll do a quick segment where I just show you what's going on in the shop at the moment. But anyways, enough of that. We got a woman here, young baby, little pram carriage in the background, and then we got at least one cat on a log. That might just be a rock, but we got at least one cat climbing on the logs here. I saw this little bit there and thought it was a tail, but I think that's just a rock. But we do have the one kid in there. Overall, nice, sweet rural scene. Cycle back, you can see that this one was trimmed along the top, but because it's staying with me, I don't care. But 1904 to 1920s. What did I? Yeah, I paid $1.50 on that one. Here's another cute cat one. Again, outdoor family photo. This guy's holding cat there. Got a swing in the background. It looks like, and then we got another young cat there. That's like, why aren't you holding me? The kids don't seem pleased, but whatever. Azo back 1904 to 1918s. We got Joseph and Lottie, presumably the parents there, and then Ruth at 9, Susie at 8, and Paul at 4, and 1914 rather for your date there. All right, this is part of a series. Paid $1.50 each. I think I paid $1.50 each. I forget sometimes which vendors these came from. I may have paid $3 each, but in any case, this one had little hidden cats. So it's a dual photo, and you got the cat in the windowsill with the two women here. Obviously, not the best focus, but cute nonetheless. Cat still hanging out there. You got the snow here, and here we got man and woman, presumably couple there. Blank back, and then the paired image. Same people, but a different set. Here we got the solo image, cat in the back, and then we got the couple again. So these I might do as a pair for the digital downloads. The really good images I'll sell individually as downloads, and then I will also make lots of like 7 to 10 of different themed whatevers. But for some things like this, and it'll probably be like $3-4, $5 most. Obviously, it's free shipping. It's digital download. So if it's at something, if you're a crafter or junk journal or whatever, and you're looking for some images, that'll be a place you can look. This one's cute. It looks like my two kitties, but another family portrait out on the front porch there. Looks like a couple generations. Looks like maybe mom and dad and grandmother, or perhaps mother and mom and dad and older daughter. I'm not sure, but cute cat there. Azoback 1904 to 1918. Keeping on the cat theme. Got some kids with probably a big old gray kitty there. Not sure what they're trying to do there, if they're giving them a toy or food or what. Might be a fluff behind there. I can't tell. It's clearly a somewhat washed out scene. Interesting little masking as well. Some writing there. I'm not sure off the top of my head at the moment, but undivided back. Looks like 1905 is the postmark there, or the cancellation rather. Now this is a Mama Kitten, or Mama Kitty and kittens. You know what I mean. But tiger stripe tabby, just like mine. Super cute, laying out on the grass while they're nursing. 1918 to 1930. Big old fluffy butt on the porch. Getting some butt scritches from the lady there. Let's see, Velox, what did I say? That was 1901 to 1920s. Some cute kittens on a step or something. Little tuxedo cat type thing there. Looks like a little gray tabby. Tiger stripe, anyways. 1918 to 1930s. All right, that's it with the kitties for the moment. I do have more coming up in snapshots. At some point, and I got a whole stack behind me, at some point I am going to do a stork video once I get off my behind and do the research I need to do for it. But I've been stockpiling a whole bunch of different storks because they do have a collector base, and they are certainly a motif you see with a lot of the older ephemera, not necessarily as prominently now, although the stork delivering babies is obviously still a concept known. But this is a nice airbrush one. I think this was one Rue found as I was checking out. So I paid $1 or $1.50. I don't remember exactly. But you got the stork, baby in a basket. It looks like ringing a doorbell or a knocker or something there. It says hearty congratulations at the top. A little bit of wear on the high points, but that's not too uncommon for embossed cards. A little discoloration in the corner, but I've sold airbrush storks in the past for $15-20. They were a bit more vibrant in colors, but I still think I can probably be within that ballpark on this one. And some information on the back as well, which might be of interest. I don't know. I haven't looked at it yet. Let's see. This one's another one for me. Mr. Flippingroo found this one. Actually, found it for me twice. I think I'd already checked out the first time or was too tight on the budget, but he found it again this time, and so I made sure to pick it up. Um, Best I can tell, it's like an early Photoshop kind of. Let me just show you the back here. It's the season's greetings from the whole crew. So I'm assuming it's like a Christmas card a family put out. So that guy, that woman, and that child were obviously not part of the original Star Trek crew, along with the dogs, although that is a very Star Trek thing to have. So it's like they photoshopped themselves in there for a Christmas image, which I think is fun. This might be a card that I frame for the Star Trek room for around the Christmas time, and then I'll rotate it out with something else later, just for the fun of it. Nice little piece there. Alrighty, now I think we're getting into some photos. I did pick up photos, CDVs, and one cabinet card on day one. But here it looks like we got a pilot, pilot hat and glasses there, and pilot wings. I'll have to see if I can identify which Air Force or what type of pilot, but nice image overall. Paid, I don't remember if this table was 50% off or not, but anywhere between $1 and $2 for that one. Blank back. Kitty with me. There were 3 or 4 different versions of this image, all in like slightly different poses. This was the best one. Obviously, still has corner damage, but it had the least amount of damage of all. Paid $1 for it, give or take. But woman outside, snow, and a big old fluffy kitty who probably does not want to be held like that. But never know. Let's see. You can see it better on that screen. Peter Pan print, 1948. Looks like the printing on that one in February. Where'd I go? Okay. Kids with some kitties, a couple kitties, anyways. 3, maybe 3. 1, 2, 3. Looks like some tiger tabbies, like mine. Little Polaroid type. I have a few Polaroid here, so that would be an example where I would probably do a digital lot of, I don't know, 10 different kitty Polaroids for someone to download for $5 or whatever I decided it would be. Outdoor photo, again, young. Oh, maybe is that a puppy? That one's a puppy. So that one won't be going into the digital download. Well, it might still, but not. It won't be going into my collection. Let me put it that way. This one will be sold as a physical copy as well. But cute little puppers there. Nothing on the back other than it says Kodak paper. All right, here we go. Another kitty and a doggo, but this one will stay. It looks like one of my Kitties. Is that an old TV, radio, radiator? I don't know. You tell me. But color photo there. I think it might be one of the only colored ones I picked up. But cute little piece for 50 cents to $1. All right, young girl outside, lawn chair, holding her kitty friend. So, not much to say about that one either. It's obvious why I picked it up though. But 1935, based on the writing on the back. This one was fun. It's another small snapshot, a couple inches there, wallet size. But guy's out, look like he's shoveling the snow. And as I was looking at it, you can see this little kid with, I don't know, like a cereal box or some sort of box out there. And then a cute little puppers watching as well. So just a lot of little things going on in that one. Again, paid about 50 cents to $1 for it. Says Springfield. What is that? Let me. Come on. Rotate. Springfield, Mass, I presume. There's a lot of Springfields in the United States, so it's not a given that it's Springfield, Mass, but that's what it looks like to me. Another kitty doing a little sunbathing in the grass. This one's a larger image, more like a 4x6, 5x7. 4x6, I think, but $1 on that one. Okay, so quick story. I have a old dinosaur toy that I never took out of the package, but it's one of those like you move the handle around the wire shape of the dinosaur trying to avoid it, otherwise it roars at you. I have it up on the top shelf in the office because, well, I had it on the bottom shelf and the cats kept on touching it and roaring. For whatever reason, this morning it's deciding to roar at random, so we're just gonna say it's the Troy ghost coming to visit or something. All right, this is the only cabinet. Is it the only one? Yeah, the only cabinet card I picked up. And this one I picked up because, I mean, it is a rough condition, obviously, but it's got a dog in it. And I've never owned a cabinet card with a dog in it, but I've seen them go for good money. Now, usually they're more like studio portraits where the dog is front and center and, clearer image, but different enough that I figured I would take a chance on it for a couple bucks. Uh, let's see, Murray, Kentucky. It's another thing. I don't see too many cabinet cards out of Kentucky. That could just be because I'm based on the East Coast, so I see a lot more New York, Pennsylvania, things like that. But overall, a nice scene, nice old Victorian house there. Guy smoking a cigarette with his kid, which safety. And then a little bit of writing on the back. Lady must be the name of the dog. And then Laura probably the child, and then I'm not sure on the name there for the dad, but I will look at that closer later. Let's see. I picked up some CDVs as well because I do enjoy myself some CDVs. So again, CDVs carte de visite. So these are a smaller, more like trade card, wallet size version of a cabinet card, basically given to friends and family. But these were all, I think, like a buck or two. So a nice young woman there. Rome, New York, identified on the back. H.W. Oliver would be the studio, the photographer. Again, beautiful young woman, nice little pink mount there. Not uncommon to see the pink mount, but it does certainly stand out. No ID on the back. This one I think was, I'm blanking on the name, like a space saver or insert. When you get like a photo album or a picture frame at the store, they'll have like a filler card or a filler photo in there. I believe that's what this is. But in any case, it's upside down on the back. It is a identified artist, I believe, Antonio Van Dyke. I'll have to do a little bit of research into that individual, but you got the studio and all that stuff in the back. But for the information and it being something a little different, I figured it was worth the buck to pick it up. Younger woman, like the hairdo, the nice curly hair. I'm not sure if I left any of the CDVs behind. There weren't too many at this particular dealer, and they were all reasonably priced compared to what they're all cheaper than if I bought them on Whatnot or eBay to resell. So, although I do have like, I don't know, 50 behind me to list still, so I didn't necessarily need more, but I was there. So Utica, New York was the location for this one, and G.A. James is the photographer, studio, whatever. I do like the good facial hair, obviously. This guy had a nice beard. Little silhouette there. Tax stamp on the back, I believe. Fort Edward, New York. I'm not overly familiar with the stamps on these. I do believe they were a type of tax stamp, but I will have to do a little bit more research into that. I don't see them that way too often, although I know it's not necessarily uncommon either. But they can be a bonus for collectors. Nice mustache on this one. Studio ID'd over here. L.H. Spalding, it looks like, in Otto, New York. No idea where that is. Nothing on the back of that one. We're almost to the end here, which is why I'm kind of zipping along a bit more. Sure you figured it out. Nice fuzzy beard on him. Freeport, Illinois. And then you got the studio there. And it tells you where it was, over the Pelton & Co.'s jewelry store. All those things can be of interest to collectors. Nice composition on this one. Nice, clean, better kept beard than mine. Spalding Gallery. Again, so that probably implies the other Spalding Gallery. Well, no, the other one said it was Otto, New York, so they must have either more than one location or it's a common name. But Springville, New York for this one. A good beard. Another Fort Edward. This one doesn't have the stamp on it, though. Another handsome gentleman, nice beard, got a bow tie, all the things like it. A little bit more washed out of an image, softer image, but should still be fine. This one's from Chicago. It's not too uncommon to find those. Most of these CDVs, I will list between 15 and 20. I usually start them on auction, and then we sort of see what happens. They don't usually go anywhere on auction, at least not for me as of yet. Maybe I just haven't found the right one. But they usually, they don't sit too long necessarily on, they usually sell on offer eventually. Little snapshot, again, another wallet size, but cute puppers here. Guy looks like he's got a little pew pew there, a little double barrel rifle, I guess. I'm not a pew pew expert, but a fun little hat. So I don't know what I paid. I paid $1 for that one, so should probably get 10, 15 out of that one, maybe. Looks like October 1917 on the back. Again, as I mentioned, I am going to do the stork video eventually. Picked up a couple leather postcards. So this one is a leather stork card, which I've not seen before. That doesn't necessarily mean they're uncommon or rare or anything, but I have seen quite a few cards at this point, so it's always fun to see something I haven't seen before. So may all your troubles be little ones, aka babies. So Spokane, Washington, undivided back, and you can see the Spokane, Washington cancellation there as well. This one I did end up finding a couple yesterday, so it's certainly not a one-off or a most uncommon image, but we have a sun or a moon. I'm not exactly sure which, but smoking some pipes, and it says it's better to smoke here than hereafter. Probably undivided back on that one as well. Yep. Ralph McCormick. Got that card. All right. Another leathered one. Native American elaborate headdress there. A little bit of writing there, but I'm not sure. I picked this one up. Not sure if my dad might like it. He does collect some of the Native American stuff. It is a bit rough condition, but I thought the hand tinting, the hand coloration was nice on it. Hard to make out what's going on in the back there, but undivided back. Looks like 1907, perhaps this one was sent. All right, 3 more cards, I think, and then we're done with this one. So the Stars and Stripes Forever. I think I just picked this one up because of the America's 250th. Figured it would timely, and we got the 4th of July and other things coming up as well. So another leather card there. Paid $1.50 for it, so not like I was breaking the bank on it. And then I did pick up 2 more of the hand-painted cards. This one does have a little discoloration on the sides, unfortunately. That is my... Well, we won't go into that. But anyways, hand-painted windmill cards. Some of the hand-painteds can go for good money. These ones are unfortunately not signed. I did pick up a couple ship scenes last time I was at Dater. They're still sitting in the store. But I figured I'd pick up a couple here, a couple there when I'm at Dater while they still have them. So I paid $3 each. So this one was a little different, made in Germany, or at least the paper was. And then here's the other one, a nice little winter scene in the mountains. Sort of got like a Western United States desert kind of vibe. So again, $3 on that one. And so with that, that's the 98 cards I picked up, or 98 items I picked up on day one at roughly $1.77 each. I think I should do dandy with that. But let me know what your favorite part or your favorite card was, all of the things. If you have any comments, thoughts, requests, ideas, dilemmas, you can leave them in the comments below. Be sure to wish Flipping Roo a happy birthday. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next video where we will go through haul number 2, or I may throw a what sold video in there in between just to break it up because I am a couple behind on that. But anyways, I am rambling now. Have a wonderful Sunday.